here's also something that aggravated me. So Barack Obama goes out and gives a speech, and I'm glad he's in Virginia, because it's important that Democrats take that Virginia governorship. But gosh, man.
Can I just add, sorry, real brief.
Yeah.
George W. Bush did a fundraiser for Ed Gillespie last week, and Ed Gillespie has completely adopted the Trump playbook in Virginia.
Yes.
So people should remember that
give
too.
Me a break. No kidding.
It's very important people remember that.
All right, so Barack Obama is in Virginia campaigning on behalf of Northam, who hopefully will win the governorship in Virginia. And so happy that he was doing that. That's important. Driving out the vote, very key. But listen to this segment of the speech.
You notice I haven't been commenting a lot on politics lately, but here's one thing I know. If you have to win a campaign by dividing people, you're not going to be able to govern them. You won't be able to unite them later if that's how you start. So Ralph Northam believes we should have an orderly immigration system, that we should crack down on criminals and gangs and put them behind bars. If they're not from this country and they're engaged in criminal act, they should be gone. He understands that, but he...
Okay. I'm sorry. This whole thing of like you can't divide people.
Yeah.
You know, there's no red America. There's no blue America. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that speech from 14 years ago. The fact of the matter is we are a divided country. We are a divided country, and there is a large chunk of this country that, from the perspective of people who don't want to terrorize immigrants, who don't want to allow billionaires to amass massive fortunes, wreaking havoc down the income distribution throughout our society, in terms of allowing for the poisoning of our air, of our climate. I mean, there's a huge chunk of Americans who are just, they have a different program, and they are immovable. And I hope that if there is a mirror image of myself at a different conference of corporations that are looking to harm people for profit, and he's doing his little podcast, that he's saying, like, we can never reach those people. I hope that's the case, because it is. And to pretend otherwise is basically more of Obama's ideology and strategy and tactics
and delusion
that has put us in, maybe it's a personal delusion.
I think it is, but
maybe
regardless. No, it definitely is, but whatever. Go ahead. Yeah.
But we, the Democratic Party, the ability for the left to influence where we're going has been decimated. And you see all this debate about the DNC. The DNC is, when Howard Dean ran the DNC, I'm not talking about his politics, but just sort of like the core competency and the sort of like measure of populism that was involved in understanding we need to actually staff offices in 50 states. That all was immediately shattered with Barack Obama. And so even in a moment like this, where there's Democrats who are looking to run in different states around the country. I met a guy last night who was talking about maybe running for state senate in St. Louis. And I was like, there's no paid apparatus for you to run. And Republicans have it. And that's just simply a decision. It's not like there isn't money for this. The Obama, as the head of a political party, was a disaster, and there's no debate or dispute about that. The Democratic Party lost literally 1,000 seats across the country during his 8 years, and the repercussions are huge. And so I don't know. I mean, I think like maybe for being in Virginia and for Northam that's going to work. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I guess time will tell. And if Barack Obama felt like he had to use that as the mechanism to get a Virginian win there, but I'm sorry. I still also remember when Barack Obama said, "I got this. Don't worry about it." He was talking about the 2010 election.
Not in a limited context. Fuck yourself.
He's talking about the 2010 election.
Fuck you.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos